Hi there, Lee Bird with Btech, and week 3, 7 must-dos of IT security for credit unions, and today is multi-factor authentication. All right, do you have MFA set up in your credit union environment? I sure hope you do. This is so important. The reason why we want multi-factor authentication is because we're seeing so many attacks against credit unions that they're just using compromised credentials. They're stealing the credentials off of the dark web. They're having users through phishing emails go to redirected to sites that are harvesting their credentials. A user has asked, as an example, to put in their 365 credentials to gain access to a encrypted email, and they harvest those credentials, and now they've got those credentials to gain access to the environment. So you're probably asking, what is multi-factor authentication? Let me read you a definition. Multi-factor authentication, or also known as MFA, is an authentication method that requires the user to provide 2 or more verification factors to gain access to a resource such as an application, online account, or a VPN. All right, so I've already told you what the first one is. The first authentication method is traditionally a username and a password. So that would be the first. The second authentication method, I know that there's biometrics and others out there, but traditionally what we see in credit unions is an application that's on a mobile phone or a token, and it would either give you a push notification where you have to accept that notification on your mobile phone, or you would receive a unique PIN code that you would have to type in. So that's 2 methods of authentication to gain access to your network, to your email, to your VPN. In my opinion, any website you access, any place that you're putting in your username and password should absolutely be protected by multi-factor authentication. Again, that multi-factor authentication is that second or unique or second method of authentication, which is typically going to be like a push notification. Now, I know it does come up in a lot of our client environments. They don't want, in some positions that are out member facing, they don't want the employees using their mobile phones for an application like Duo, which does a push. You can use tokens. So we really like Duo. Duo will send a unique PIN code to a token. A token is a small little device that the employee could have, and they take that PIN code, that unique code, and type that in, and now they have access into their environment. The reason that multi-factor authentication has really become super important, in my opinion, lately is most of the business email compromise attacks are just using compromised credentials. And if the person in your credit union environment does not have their email protected by MFA and their credentials are compromised, their email will be affected. This is horrible. So multi-factor authentication, yes, it's a little bit of an inconvenience, but overall, for the cost, it's very inexpensive. It provides, in my opinion, a high level of security. There's no reason you shouldn't have it. I will also say, I know there's some doubters out there. Yes, multi-factor authentication is not perfect. There are ways to get around it. The attackers know this, but it's 99.5% perfect. That's better than nothing. So again, it really would help to secure your environment. If you're not doing multi-factor authentication, look into it. You absolutely should. And it definitely is something the examiners are going to be looking at in upcoming IT audits. It's 2023. You have to have multi-factor authentication. So again, this is number 3 in my 7 must-dos. Number 1 was vulnerability assessment and remediation. Number 2 was patch management. We've covered multi-factor authentication today. If you have some ideas on what the next 4 are, please comment down below. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you. Bye.